What's up, everybody? This is Ben with Warhammer Fantasy. So I'm going against my brother in this one. He had some time during Columbus Day, and so he asked if I wanted to play a game. I said, hell yeah, I'm going to try out my MSU list. This is my first revision of an MSU list. Only one wizard, and no Dispel Scroll. I've been trying out no Dispel Scroll, and it's not bad. I'm not too worried about it. I know it can shut down somebody's magic phase pretty handily during, just one magic phase basically. But having the +3 casting, I feel like that's more than enough for me. So let's get on with it. So this is his dual Manticore list that he made a while back, and he just wanted to try it out against my MSU list because the last time I played against him with my Buckeye Battles list, I killed his general turn 1, and his warriors fled off the table. So this same list. So he's got his wolves, or his dogs, 3 Crusher Knights of the standard, Gleaming Icon. He's got some more dogs. He's got a Manticore Lord, who's got the Ogre Blade, I think Lucky Shield, and I think a 4-up regen, maybe? Something like that. He's got another set of dogs, or as he calls them, doges. He's got his other Manticore Lord, which is a general. Then he's got his warriors there with his BSB, some more doges, a Dragon Centaur, the EDC, and then he's got 6 Chaos Knights, or whatever the fuck the Knights are. So on my side, I've got a unit of 20 Iron Orcs with my BSB. Then I got, my apologies for like the shitty trays and shitty paint jobs, whatever. I didn't have enough Iron Orcs. I'm actually in the process of, I'm going to buy the Brutes from GW and the Ard Boys from GW. And I think I'm going to buy 2 boxes of Ard Boys to make 30. And then I'm going to buy the Brutes to be unit fillers because they fit on 40mm, round bases. I'm going to use them as unit fillers for Iron Orcs. Before 1.2 drops, I'm going to be trying out another list that I've got in the works. But anyways, my BSB's got a 1-up with a Lucky Charm, and I think that's it. And he's got plate armor and shield. Then I've got my other unit of 20 Iron Orcs with my general, and they have a Gleaming Icon. He's got a 2-up, 4-up with a great weapon and a shield. Then I got a Cave Troll, 20 Feral Orcs with Mammoth Stabber, full command, and that's my level 4 popped on the side of him. He's going to be leaving the unit because I remembered that he's got no shooting whatsoever, so I don't need to put him on the side of a unit, which I moved him out of the way before we started the game. I've got 5 dogs with shields, another Gargantula, 20 more Feral Orcs with a Mammoth Stabber full command, paired weapons on both of them. Then I've got 20 Common Orcs with full command and spears. And for the magic, I got Miasma, Turn to Smoke, Glimpse of the End, and Mind Razor. So, really good spells for a close combat army. Some of the changes I made in my next list, I got rid of the Common Orc Head Bashers. I've only got 1 unit of Feral Orc Head Bashers. And I've got 2 units of 15 Iron Orcs, 2 Gargantulas. The General and BSB are pretty much the same. And then I've just got another Cave Troll and another unit of Goblin Raiders. So anyways, he dropped everything, so he gets first turn. He throws out his Vanguards. I'm not Vanguarding anything except for my dogs. I move them up like a few inches. He pushes them up for Vanguard. These guys go up a little bit for Vanguard, and it goes on to Warriors turn 1. So, he moves everybody up pretty close, trying to play the chaff game and everything. So, there's that. Brings more dogs up. I think he moved his warriors a I think he moved him like 10 inches or something like that, maybe 11 inches. He's got the icon of Relentless in there, and um, if you're not going to use it first turn if you have the opportunity, obviously. I mean, those guys can pretty much take out anything I throw at them with the amount of attacks, their saves, hitting better than me. But then again, I have my Ironworks matched up against them, and they're stubborn because they have a character on a leadership 9 with 1 reroll, which I can see how that's kind of scary. Moves his EDC up into the forest. His knights kind of move a little bit. And no magic, no shooting. It's on to my turn. By the way, he does have the Aether icon and the Crown of Scorn. So he's got a Dispel Scroll, and he dispels at a +2. So my turn. I called out the WOG. I forgot to do pictures, but I called out the WOG, and I called out a few charges. So I didn't charge with the Iron Orcs. I charged with the Spider into his EDC. So my Spider goes from movement 7 to movement 8 with the WOG because he's got any model part that has the green hide race gets +1 movement. So the Gargantua gets +1 movement. And this is WOG first turn. So Ironworks charge into the dogs there. The Feral Orcs fucking killed it and flew across the table into his general. Now, as you know, the Mammoth Stabber, or you may not know, but the Mammoth Stabber gets D3 impact hits at strength 5 and does D3 ordnance wounds against large targets. So what I'm hoping for, these are just regular Feral Orcs. What I'm hoping for is when I go in, I roll that D3, I get at least one or at least 2, and then to wound it's strength 5 to tough 5. Wounding on 4s, I get 1 wound through. Maybe he fails his save, and I do like 3 or 4 wounds to him, or I do like 3 wounds to him at a minimum. So that's what I'm hoping for. As you can see, my shaman's over here. He just kind of moves up a little bit. My troll moves up to get in the way of the Chaos Warriors, or the Warriors, I guess. My dogs charged into the flank of his dogs. Over here, this was a little more convoluted. My Spider charges his dogs, who do the terror check. They fail the terror check, and they run. So I elected to chase them. And then I charged my Common Orc Ed Bashers into his other dogs, who chose to flee. And when I did that, when I didn't have anything else to overrun into, because I was thinking to myself, maybe I should run my Feral Orc Ed Bashers into his Crusher Knights. But then I thought, after the fact, I was like, my Spider's more than capable to take care of these fucking Crushers by himself. And really, I put my Common Orcs in a really bad position. I should have brought them closer to the middle. And you'll see why later. But the Common Orcs charged the dogs. They chose to flee. I rolled my three dice because I get Swift Stride and +1 movement, so movement 5. I rolled like an 11. He only went like 5 inches or something. So I caught him. And then I rolled to do a leadership check to reform. And I don't think I passed it. My Feral Orcs needed like an 11 to get into his other Manticore Lord, and they failed by, I think, 3 or something like that. So, I didn't think they would make it in, but if they did make it in, that would have been awesome. So, anyways, Magic Phase, I get turned to smoke, minusing his strength by 1. I do a challenge. He kills my champion. I win by Musician, but he passes his check. And as you can see, my impact hits did nothing. I only got 1 impact hit, and I rolled a 1 to wound. Over here, my dogs kill 2 dogs. He goes back and does nothing. And I believe he flees. Or no, maybe he doesn't flee. I think he sticks. This one, and you'll see my troll is further up. I used, with my magic, when I got turned to smoke off, I think it was the only one I got off. and I think I minused movement for his knights, but I forgot to take pictures of that. So I used the attribute to move my troll up closer. Over here, he does 2 wounds. I do 4, and I win. He fails his first panic check, but then he uses the gleaming icon and passes. And of course, he removes his model from that far left side. And I don't know why I didn't do this, but I should have just moved my spider over to reform. After winning combat, I just move over more to get tip to tip with the center guy, and then be, I guess, well, I don't want to do that because then I would have been, I guess there's a reason why I didn't do that, because then I would have been able to, he could have flanked me with the other Manticore Lord. So anyways, it goes on to his turn 2. He declares a few charges, he makes it there. He throws his Manticore Lord to the side of the dogs, they're dead. I don't care. This guy fails his charge into my Gargantula, and that's what it looks like. This looks combat. Okay, so after combat, he does no wounds to my troll. None. He wipes out the dogs, obviously, and my troll runs. He elects not to chase, and he just reforms. Over here, I kill off the rest of his Crusher Knights and pivot my spider. And I think that was it. Now, if I would have been able to pivot my orcs, my common orcs, I could have, so you catch the person who's fleeing, and then you roll your leadership test. If I would have passed on a 7, then I would have got there and I would have reformed to face the flank of the Crusher Knights. If that was the case, my common orcs would have been much closer to the battle than they actually were towards the end of the game. So anyways, moving on to my turn 2, and I declare a bunch of charges. The spider gets in on the EDC. My orcs, my iron orcs, do not make it to the EDC. So he's got a nice little, I believe that's he's got a nice little flank charge on my iron orcs, whatever. Over here, I get my Gargantula and my Feral Orcs into the flank. And this is after magic phase as well. I get Glimpse of the End, which is minus toughness, and then I get Miasma, I believe, on his Chaos guys, or his warriors. Now, the Glimpse of the End, I minused him 1 toughness, so he's toughness 4, so I'm wounding him on 3s with my impact hits. But I'm wounding him on 4s with my actual guys. So, these guys failed their Swift Reform and just reformed. Over here, so let's go with this. So I go in, and I do my impact hits. Now, so he challenges. He forgot to challenge, but he has to. So I've got a champion. There's a reason why I put champions in full command in all of these, is primarily because of this, is that if I get into the flank of a monster or the rear of a monster, and I do the challenge that's got a character on it, I'm beating them through combat res like crazy. And they're going to lose, and they're going to run, and I'm going to chase them down. 20 orcs is perfect for this. So anyways, I get into the flank of him. We forgot to do the challenge. He rolls his dice to attack, and I was like, all right, well, fuck, we got a challenge. And he's like, okay. So we challenged. He does 4. I've got a charge, a flank, big flank, +2 for the rear, and 3 ranks. So I'm up by 8. Or up by 4, because he did the max overkill. And he failed his check. He had no BSB reroll, so I chased him down. And ended up running into these set of wolves right here. So he was kind of mad about that because he figured he was going to run into my my Cave Goblin Shaman. As you can see, I believe he does, maybe not. I think he did 4 wounds to them, my other Feral Orcs. Maybe not 4. I don't know. He does a couple. What was there? He does 5 wounds. I am steadfast on a 9 and a stick. I obviously do nothing to him. This guy, I do 1 wound. He doesn't do much to me. Or no, maybe I think we just moved him out of the way. No, okay. So, I guess he killed... I don't know how he killed my Gargantula after 1 turn. After 1 round, like, I don't... What is it? Maybe he beat me... I don't know. I didn't have any wounds on him. He had 8 wounds total. I don't think he does D3 wounds. I don't think he does multiple wounds. But either way. Maybe this is different. Yeah, I can't remember. So, anyways, he beats my Iron Orcs. I'm stubborn on an 8. I'm fine. So I just reform. Oh, maybe this is his turn. Into his turn. Yeah, this had to be into his turn. I guess I forgot to take the turn counter. So anyways, in his turn, he charged into the flank. I guess he did 4 wounds to my Gargantula before, and then did another 4 or 5 or whatever it was, and killed him. Next one, I kill his dogs and overrun. I move my Iron Orcs up a little bit more. Yeah, so there's that. He kills my troll, and then he reforms. Now, this isn't ideal, because really what I want is to have multiple charges into his warriors, and I kind of set myself up for failure on that one. So anyways, let's move on. I think it goes into my turn. Yeah, I totally skipped a turn on this. I definitely skipped a turn. So anyways, into my turn 3. Make a charge there, make a charge over here. These guys move forward a full 8 inches. I kill off 2. He kills off like 2 guys. I win because I got a BSB standard. I think he did 2 wounds also. I can't remember. So he does 2 wounds. I do 2 wounds. I have a rank banner BSB. He loses by 2, but he loses by 3, but he still passes. This is what I'm most disappointed in. So I've got these debuffs on him. I'm hitting him on 3s. You know, he only kills off 5 guys. He only does 5 wounds. I do 6 back. I think. Yeah. So I do 5 wounds or 6 wounds to him. I can't remember. Let's see. So I do 5 wounds. And he does 7. Okay, so he does 7 wounds, I do 5. What's disappointing about this is that I am leadership 9 stubborn. I have -1 weapon skill on him, and I've got -1 strength on him. So he's strength 4, weapon skill 4, I'm weapon skill 5, strength 5, and I mean, really, it's just bad dice rolling. If they would have stuck, then I don't know what would have happened. But if they would have stuck, something may have happened. Well, I skipped over an image too. So this right here with the general. This one was kind of weird. This battle report's kind of weird. So anyways, with the general here, my Gargantula's in the flank. Now I have no more champion, so I can't just challenge, because he's already killed my champion. So he has a sword that does, it's strength 5 always, and it does multiple wounds D3, and like Hellfire or some shit. He does, miraculously, not miraculously, but that he hits, because he hits with all of them, and he wounds with 3 at strength 5. That leaves me with 6s. I have to roll 3 6s. I roll none. And I couldn't even say, he did max wounds. He did like 8 or 9 wounds to me with just that one sword on those 3 attacks. Wiped out my spider. Which then made, after the combats and everything, made my feral orcs flee. Iron orcs fled. My shaman here stuck. And then it turns out his turn 4. He chases me, or he, charges me. I run off the table. This guy, yeah, he charged me with both units. So what he did is he charged with his general first, and I had to flee. And then he charged with his warriors, and I had to flee again. And that pushed me off the table. So there goes my general and my shaman. Let's see. These guys are fleeing. He fails his charge. It only goes like 2 inches. Because he redirected into my shaman, and I fled. And then he redirected his warriors into my shaman, and I fled again. And then he goes and charges my feral orcs, and obviously makes it. And this is pretty much where everything falls apart. EDC comes in the flank. He kills my fucking the rest of my orcs. I'm down to this. I'm still stubborn on 8 with a reroll. I'm fine. This one, he kills off my feral orcs. These feral orcs are gonna die. Turn 4, he kills everybody but my BSB. Turn 5, those feral orcs are dead. My common orcs are dead. Yeah, I didn't even get a picture of that, but he ran into my common orcs, killed them. Over here, my BSB is still kicking ass. And then turn 5, he kills my BSB. And I get all these things on him. And he kills him with a strength 3. So, that's it. Got my ass kicked. So, anyways, guys, I gotta go. I got my father-in-law at the door. So, peace.